Who needs a gym membership when you can just buy a fixer-upper?
Yeah, it's on.
But give me your full, like, don't just assume that Lydia knows what we're doing. Tell Lydia what we're doing so that we don't have to deal with you being frustrated because Lydia doesn't know what we're doing. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is another day at the Fixer Upper. If you're new here, my husband and I bought a 1982 Fixer Upper in Central Texas, and we're turning it into our dream home for our family of 5. The last video that we did, we painted the whole house. The whole house is painted, walls and ceilings. We love it. If you want to go see the whole painting process, it was really fun because we mixed our own custom paint and we used a discount paint from Habitat for Humanity, and it turned out fantastic. So if you want to see that, go check out the last video that I posted on the channel. But today, I'm going to give you guys an update of everything that Kenneth has done since then, because he's done a few of the smaller projects. And then today, we're going to put the beadboard on the ceiling in both the kitchen and our daughter's bedroom, because those ceilings were giving us fits, and we decided to just do panel beadboard on the ceiling. So that's what we're doing today. One of the things that Kenneth got done yesterday was he put up my new ceiling fan. I'll show you guys another angle of this in just a second. I got this ceiling fan. It kind of reminded me of a propeller, and I liked that because we live very, very close to a rural airport, and so there are small little planes that fly over the house all the time. They're very quiet. It's not a disruption, but I don't know, this just seemed to go with the theme because it reminded me of an airplane. So this is the propeller fan. I wanted to keep it simple in here, and I didn't want anything to distract from the open beams and just the flow of the ceiling. So I didn't want anything like ostentatious. I didn't want anything big. I didn't want anything loud. So this fan just really called to me when we saw it in Lowe's. I loved it. And like I said, it reminds me of a propeller, and I think that goes perfectly with the theme of the house. The other thing that Kenneth got done yesterday was he got both of the exterior doors. These are the last 2 exterior doors that needed to be installed. Weirdly enough, this house has a lot of exterior doors considering how small the house is, but fantastic. We have all the exterior doors installed. None of them are trimmed out right now. That's fine. It adds such a good feeling to the house to have these doors installed. I can't tell you how much of a difference it makes when you walk in and out, and when you pull up to the house, it just feels so much better. The reason why we decided to do the beadboard on the ceilings in the kitchen, I actually had kind of thought about doing beadboard in here. It never really crossed my mind to suggest that because I just assumed it's not easy and we're just going to move forward with doing regular ceilings because, you know, it costs money to go buy the beadboard. Luckily, it was not too expensive. But when we came in here to do the primer and the texture and the mud on the ceilings, it just fell apart. And by fell apart, I mean that like chunks of the old mud would come out, chunks of the actual paper on the drywall would fall off. It would create holes, and the holes would just get bigger and bigger and bigger. And so we just decided that this particular ceiling, it was a small enough space that it wasn't worth fighting with it. And we decided to do the beadboard. Our daughter's room, same scenario. We went in there to try and do the primer for the texture on the ceilings, and it would fall off in chunks. Every time you touched it, it would fall off and it would make bigger holes. There's lots of different reasons why that could be. Kenneth was just telling me that it could just be age. It could be temperature fluctuations in the house. It could be the fact that it's been empty for 10 years and it hasn't had the care that's required to, you know, keep it up to a good temperature. It could be all kinds of different things. It could be that the sheetrock wasn't installed correctly in 1982. It doesn't matter. The other rooms in the house, we were able to work around it and we were able to make it work. But in here, we just thought, you know what? It'd look great if it had beadboard. Her room will look great if it has beadboard. It's not that expensive and it's less of a headache than trying to go back and fix it and go back and fix it and go back and fix it and then potentially having issues a year down the road. So that's why we're doing beadboard in the kitchen and her room.
Since we've abandoned this, we haven't really done anything. The only thing I'm doing now is just marking the center of these ceiling joists. So when we go to put the beadboard panels up, we know where to nail because you can't see through it to be able to figure out where it's going. So I'm just going to mark these at the wall and then come down a little bit so we can see it when we put it up, and then we'll pop a chalk line so we know where they're at, because like the end of a panel is going to fall here in the middle of the room. put it in where it says C.
Okay. This is the beadboard that we got. We got it at Lowe's with the bulk discount because we got enough for the bulk discount. It came out to about $23 a sheet. I think to do both the kitchen and Evelyn's room, it was a total of $400 approximately. Plus it comes pre-painted, which is a huge plus because that means we just got to put it up and we don't got to worry about doing any more paint or anything. That is no joke on the arms. Initially, I misspoke. They're not painted, they're primed, which that does make sense because as Kenneth was putting the nails in, it finally dawned on me, oh, we're gonna have to paint it because there's silver nails in the beadboard now. So we gotta patch the holes and then paint with sealing paint. So I am going to have to paint the kitchen and Evelyn's room, but it's already primed. So I don't have to prime it, I just gotta do sealing paint.
Ready?
Yep, I'm up.
Sunrise on the Rio Grande, fields of green and golden sand. Farmers with a steady hand, working on this hallowed land. Long days in dusty boots, driving tractors, planting roots. They're the ones who bring us food.
Kenneth thought 12 inches for some reason, and it was 10 inches, but we know how men are with their inches, so not surprising. We're just taking a picture there.
Yeah. And some crown molding.
Just picture and some crown molding. That fixes
it. I'm here by myself right now. What I did, this piece was just too floppy to hold up. I drove some nails right here in the corners of these. There's actual board behind this sheetrock because this isn't the end of the wall. This is built out from the kitchen cabinets. I put another one down on this end. What it's gonna allow me to do, let me grab a scrap piece here. It's gonna allow me to take my board. It'll hold this side up against the wall while I tack in this side over here. And it'll give me a couple extra hands to hold this thing steady while I get it nailed up. Now we got all the long pieces hung up. What we gotta do is come back, cut our small strips to go in here. We'll just take a full sheet, cut her widthwise, and just patch it in. That way all of our seams for the long runs horizontal and That way all of our seams still line up. We'll just use small pieces here. We're gonna have a piece of trim running lengthwise down the kitchen this way, and then we'll measure off the wall so we have the same piece of trim going the other way so everything looks even.
Okay, it's Friday afternoon. It's about 3 o'clock and we're going to get Evelyn's room done with the beadboard. Kenneth was able to get the whole kitchen done. Still needs to be trimmed out, still needs to be painted, still needs ground molding, but the beadboard is on the ceiling. So that's the goal for this room as well, which is our daughter's bedroom. Her ceiling was also giving us fits. It's just like the plaster was falling off or the paper was detaching from the drywall. So this room, we just looked at it and went, you know what? We're not even gonna try to texture and mud this one. We're just going to put beadboard. So that's what we're doing today. This is one of those projects that I'll be glad to be done with it, but I honestly don't want to be here today. We got home at midnight last night from a concert that we went to, and the concert was great, but we got home at midnight, and then the kids and I had homeschool co-op today, so I've been doing that all day, and I just want to go home and take a nap. But the truth is that even if I went home, I wouldn't get to take a nap anyway, because I'd just be doing all the stuff there, so I guess better here than there. I went up and you didn't go up, and then I got stuck. By the way, today is our 9th wedding anniversary. What a lovely way to spend your 9th wedding anniversary. Putting up beadboard. Kenneth calls this our cave now. He build cave, man build cave. As you can see, our measuring was a lot better today.
What? I've had plenty of practice since then.
Gucci coochie on this end.
What did you say?
Gucci coochie.
What the hell is that?
On both sides?
Yeah. Well, hold on.
Okay, good news. The paneling is up in Evelyn's room. It is up in the kitchen. Now we have to go in and we have to fill nail holes. We have to paint it. And Kenneth has to trim it out. So it's going to have the trim running so that you don't see the seams. So the paneling is on the ceiling. Is it finished? No. But the hard part of getting it up on the ceiling is done. So thank you guys for watching another episode of The Fixer Upper. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Also comment on this video, even if it's just a hey, hello. Let me know how long you've been following. Let me know if you found me from a different platform. Comments definitely help these videos get out there into the atmosphere. So I really, really appreciate you guys mashing all of the buttons so that more people can see these videos. And we'll be back next time. We're gonna do some more projects and we're this much closer to ripping out the floor and putting the new flooring down. So be sure to click the little bell button so that you can be notified the next time that we post videos, because you never know, it could be floor.